A world-class education with a rural advantage. This is the motto that has been pounded into the brains of St. Mary's students since middle school. I bought into this saying. I told myself that I had the best resources and the best education. I believed that one day I would go on to do amazing things. This motto pushed me because I believed in it. In the 8th grade, I used this motivation to create a fitness club in my school. I worked extremely hard for this. I collected student signatures, found teachers to supervise the gym, and recruited over 50 students to join. This, however, was not the end of my motivation. I worked harder than ever before to get straight A's, which would eventually help me to earn scholarships, including one to a summer business program at Edinburgh University. I felt that I had truly experienced a world-class education with a rural advantage by the time I was in 8th grade. I was eager for the challenges and growth I would encounter in high school. Now, 3 years later, I am going into my senior year and I am disgusted by the motto. A world-class education with a rural advantage. I'd say more like a mediocre education with a rural disadvantage. We have a terrible learning experience. Upon my arrival to high school, I expected challenging coursework that would expand my knowledge. But what I found was the complete opposite. Freshman year was a breeze. I easily received high A's without having to put in much effort. We never had speeches, extreme research paper, or challenging homework. This was also the case in my sophomore and junior years. After such easy work, I lost my motivation in school. High achievers like myself stopped studying for tests. I would wait until the last minute to complete homework assignments, and sometimes I wouldn't do them at all. Despite my obvious lack of effort, I faced no repercussions, and I still got high A's. Thus, I began to think that all the students in my school were incredibly intelligent. It was when I joined DECA that I realized that the education that my school provided was below average or mediocre at best. For those of you who don't know, DECA is a student-run organization that prepares emerging leaders and entrepreneurs for careers in marketing, finance, hospitality, and management. This organization is what I accredit for my speaking, leadership, and career readiness skills. I knew that dedication to DECA would result in many new opportunities during my high school career, so I decided to take on more responsibility in the organization through positions of leadership. I have held positions such as Vice President of Finance, District 1 Representative, and am currently the State Vice President for Pennsylvania DECA. Before DECA, I had only known people from my own state, and now I have broadened my connections. I know people from different parts of the world. While at these DECA conferences, I would ask students from different chapters the cliche, "How's school?" They would say it sucks because it's hard. They would complain about the amounts of homework they were assigned, the advanced placement exams, and their finals that they had to study for. I was taken aback when they revealed this information about their schools, and I felt a bit lucky that I didn't have to face the same difficulties in my own school. I was even more amazed when they talked about the Ivy League schools that some of their graduating seniors would be attending in the fall. I started to wonder, why doesn't St. Mary's have students going to elite colleges? These students also attended other public schools like ours, yet they had advanced placement courses, more clubs, scholarships, and greater opportunities. I didn't understand. I was always told that we had a world-class education. I always felt a sense of embarrassment when I'd have to tell my new friends that my school didn't have advanced placement courses and rarely had graduates enrolled in schools like those of the Ivy League. Another eye-opening experience for me was taking the human rights course at the University of Chicago's summer session. It allowed me to meet people from different corners of the world, and some of these students went to regular public schools like us, while others went to the best high schools in the world. A common goal amongst all the students' schools was to produce the best students possible. These schools push their students to join organizations in their specific fields, take courses that would challenge them, and be the best they could possibly be. I now know that I was lied to, and that our school doesn't offer a world-class education with a rural advantage, but offers us a mediocre education with a rural disadvantage. The fact that we as students are not living up to our fullest potentials saddens me. I know now that we are being scammed by the system. I feel like St. Mary's has cheated me out of a better education, and I have not been pushed enough. How many leaders walked through these doors, yet went unheard because they were not nudged in the right direction? We, as a school, town, state, nation, and world, are losing potential because our students are not pushed. How many students settle for mediocrity because that is the system that they were put into? Why isn't our school pushing us to accomplish great things? We have been let down as high school students. We are not given the best education possible, despite our school's claims. It is too late for us, yet it is not too late for future students. Give them the AP courses. Inform students about more scholarships, like the one I got through UChicago. Give us the satisfaction of knowing that students will have the resources and be pushed into the right directions of success. We can ensure that future students can be transformed into true world-class leaders of tomorrow, if we act now. Only after implementing these things can St. Mary's finally live up to her standards: a world-class education with a rural advantage.